Hey, man, I'm bringing it in today. We're not doing Josh's.
Well, you don't like when I say welcome.
Welcome. Nah, man. Chia, we in the building. Episode 6, Inside the Lines, man. We got Austin Duke on the pod. I'm hyped. Austin. Tell the people something, man. Tell the people something.
What's up? I don't know what to tell y'all yet.
Not yet. Okay. Listen, man. Austin does it all. Used to play for the UNC Charlotte 49ers. Used to play for the Panthers, man. Still out here doing his thing, and we are just
And shout
grateful.
out your high school, too.
Oh, yeah. Independence, right?
I used to practice for the Panthers.
Yeah, listen, man. Hey, don't
Man,
ever
listen.
downplay it.
You got
Don't
more PT with the Panthers than both of us did. So.
Hello. They don't even pay attention to us.
Right.
We still
No,
going.
they don't pay attention to Josh. They pay attention to me.
We still going.
We're still on
Prayers
that.
up.
Hey, yeah, prayers up, man. You definitely gonna get where you want to be. We already know that. We gonna get into that.
Gang, gang,
appreciate
gang.
just giving us a
Yeah, guess
couple of
number
minutes of your
2. Yo,
time.
we are growing.
We are moving right now.
We are fire right now.
Yes, fire right now. Hey, obviously starting off with the Panthers. Josh, why don't you go ahead and kick us off?
Yeah, all right. So quarter number 1.
Ding, ding, ding.
Panthers lose to Seattle. I don't think a lot of us saw this coming, but they lose 30-27. Last second field goal by Sebastian Janikowski. Still in the league. A lot of people thought he was gone after his stint with the Raiders, but he's still kicking. He's still huge. A game we thought the Panthers were going to win. Not going to lie. They were undefeated at home till this past weekend. The loss. And it's crazy because it's a game where they actually played really well. I mean, you put up enough points to win the game. Cam Newton had a passer rating over 100. Christian McCaffrey had a record day. No other Panther player has ever had over 1,000 yards rushing and receiving in a game. McCaffrey does that. DJ Moore balls out, 8 receptions, 91 yards. Team looked good, but in the end, they were saying it was red zone issues, and they said it was plays that they just didn't make that cost them. A lot of people out there want to blame Graham Gano for a missed 52-yard field goal. I'm saying it's not Graham Gano's fault.
Nah.
Chill out. He
Why
made
does
a
everybody go-
63-yarder earlier this year to beat the Giants. Like,
Why does everybody just take the kicker down?
Right.
It's just so sad.
I mean, also, we never been in a locker room, but kickers are valued, right?
Yeah, for sure.
They're people.
Especially our special teams. We got Mike Pilardi,
Yeah.
JJ,
Shout out to the Vols.
Graham, all those guys, man. They're valued in there.
But it's crazy because it's like you can make 50 kicks,
Right.
but
Yeah.
you miss that 51st kick, we don't want to talk
Well,
to you
that's
no
just
more.
like you can
Kick
catch,
them off the
You
team.
can catch 100 balls and drop one, and you suck.
True.
And
Exactly.
You can't catch,
True.
so,
True.
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, in this loss obviously was bigger for the Panthers, rather a win for Seattle. And now it's just because it messes up the playoff picture incredibly. And now you're looking at the Panthers are literally, they were
They were the 5 seed. Now they're on the outside looking in.
now they're outside looking in, like barely even
Right,
in the
because
hunt at this
right now
point.
you have Minnesota in, you have the Redskins in, you have Seattle in front of them on the outside, and then I think it's the Panthers after that. So you literally go
and
on
the Redskins in Seattle right now hold the head-to-head
tiebreaker with both of
yeah.
them. So you go for a point where, what was it, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, this team was 6-2. We were all planning like, they're going to the playoffs. Where are they going to go? They might still even win this division. Then they lose to Pittsburgh. They lose to Detroit. They lose to Seattle 3 in a row. I mean, after the game, guys were just saying, this can't happen.
Yeah. Greg Olsen literally was like, yo, we got to get our shit together.
Yeah,
Like,
literally.
that's what G said.
I mean, they're definitely in a critical state right now, dropping 3 games. But they're close. They're right there. It's not really big pieces. Defense struggling a little bit, but I feel like for the most part, the offense is clicking and doing what they need to do. Got to make plays in the red zone. But
when you're in a locker room like that, I mean, regardless of what level you're playing at, from Pee-wee all the way up to the NFL, whenever you go through a losing streak, what's said, what's done, how are y'all feeling? Like, how do you handle that?
It's hostile in there.
Yeah.
It's hostile, especially the good teams. I have to say, if you're on like a losing team, it's not really hostile. Everybody's kind of just like, the culture isn't really where it's at. But in that Panther locker room where they have a winning culture and guys that, want to go to the Pro Bowl and have bigger things to do with their career, man, it's hostile in there for a fact.
Yeah. Is it on guys like Luke and Cam and them to figure out how to get a boost in this team, or is that on the other guys to step up? Because I feel like Cam's been doing his thing. Yeah. Luke's been playing well. TD's been playing well. The leaders on that team have been playing well. It's just little things. Like, how do you fix that?
It's everybody has to do their job. Going back to Greg being upset. We know Greg. He's the passion he has for the game and the love he has for the game. You take guys like that and guys like Christian and people that just do not like to lose. You know, this is their livelihood one, and this is a game that they love to play. So they're on people. You know, practice is maybe a little more intense. You know, I wasn't really around when during a time like this when, you know, 3 games and out. But, you know, I'm pretty sure that they are pretty hostile and, you know, they're ready for a win. They're hungry for that win. So.
Yeah, got to be. I mean, you look at it this weekend, they're going to Tampa. After that, they go to Cleveland. No longer an easy win at Cleveland.
Exactly. And a lot of people would have thought that, okay, they're 2 opponents that are not going to have to worry about, you know, going to the playoffs. But then the problem with that is Carolina is not good on the road right now. They're 1-4 away from Bank of America Stadium. Yeah. So you would think that we could say, okay, we're playing the Bucs. It's going to be all right. But nah, we don't play good on the road.
Yeah.
And then you have Cleveland, who is playing fairly well right now. So you can't, even though they're not going to the postseason, they're still trying to knock teams off out of that. So you still got to be careful with that. And then we still got to play the Saints twice. And they're on a run right now. They're on a roll.
They've definitely dug themselves a little hole. But all you can do is fix the problems and get to work on it. And take it one game at a time and just get the win. Once you get that win, and with the Tampa being a divisional team, it's going to be tougher than most people think as well. Because I mean, you play them twice a year, every year. So I mean, it's things that they know about you and that y'all know about each other that's going to make it, you know, maybe a tougher game.
And you know what? You're pretty close with Christian McCaffrey. How has his transition kind of been? Because it's like, I can't remember which episode it was, but maybe like the 3rd one, we were talking about how this dude came off the field one time. He played every snap.
Down.
Bro, he's a machine.
It's crazy, and it doesn't look like he gets tired out. He's just, at this point, he's used to it, but he also handles the pressure so well because this man plays, I don't know how many positions he played. We literally say, after we saw that reverse, he's playing quarterback, he's playing fullback, he's playing receiver, running back. I mean, everything.
Right, and not to ride, you know, my boy C-Mac, but, I mean, he's a machine. He's a professional. You know, he's a process guy. Where you tell him something or he knows what he's doing, he knows the objective, and he goes out and he gets it done fearlessly, and all the effort and work comes from practice and training and everything. He's just really a machine, dog. How he trains in the off season, how he practices, how he carries himself, and you know some people are just built to do something.
Yeah.
That man's built to play football.
Yeah.
And multiple other things, but in this case, he's built to just play football, and it's showing up. So he's a dog.
What about a guy like DJ Moore? And you saw him in training camp.
He's special.
That dude, right? I'll let you go, man. Talk about DJ Moore because he's starting to really come on because he's getting the opportunity now. And I mean, I just think it's special the way he refuses to go out of bounds. He will run you over before he'll run out of bounds. At his size, he's a big dude, but he's not the biggest receiver out there. He's
not the tallest, but he's pretty solid dude. He's pretty thick. But yeah, I mean, and in no way, shape, or form am I in any position to judge or I'm going to talk highly about DJ. I mean, he's a young guy. He still has things to work on, room to improve. But I mean, for all around, he's a ball player, man. And he's not special. He's special.
Yeah,
he's special.
There's a big difference.
It's a difference. That boy is special. I've never seen somebody do some of the things that he's done with the football and make some of the plays that he's made. And he's growing into himself. He's a cool dude, quiet guy, but he's special, man. I'm looking forward to continuing to watch him grow as an athlete and player.
Yeah.
So are we worried? Are the Panthers going to make the playoffs?
I mean, at this point, I think if you turn around and you lose to
Tampa.
It's kind of Cleveland that I'm worried about, not so much Tampa. But I think if you lose on the road to Cleveland, and then let's just say, I don't think a lot of people are even saying that the Panthers will get a win against the Saints. So that's the thing with it too. Like, are you taking 2 more losses with the Saints? But then if you get in a position where Seattle turns around, they're losing, Washington continues on their down slump. Then
because Washington doesn't have a quarterback.
Right. So you're getting at the point where like, okay, if you're bad, all right, whatever. But let's just hope that there's a couple of other people that are doing bad.
That can go one of two ways. Washington not having a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if they don't have film on a quarterback for the first couple of games, that quarterback goes off.
Yeah, because you don't know how to play. I mean, when's the last time McCoy played? Like 5 years ago? Maybe.
I'm not sure.
So about to show it off now.
Yeah.
About to figure it out.
I like to say I'm confident that they will, but I just don't. Because if you lose both those games to the Saints, the best you can do is 9-7, right? Because they're 6-5 right now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean that playoff picture, all those teams got to play each other anyway. So, Minnesota's going to have to play, I think, the Bears again. So, like, all these teams that are in front of them, Washington still has to play Philly twice. Philly's in the hunt. Seattle's still got to play. They're all in the hunt, so they're all going to basically knock each other off. The problem with that, once again, is the tiebreaker because the Panthers don't have it with the Redskins or the Seahawks.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I mean all that's left is for them to play. Right?
Was that 3 away games? Just 3 with these last 2, and then the Saints.
Orleans,
did they beat Atlanta already?
They lost to them.
They lost to them, yeah. But luckily Atlanta's on a little bit of a slump as well.
Yeah,
that's
Atlanta lost to the Browns, so
yeah, exactly.
The Browns. I went to that game.
Did you?
I went to that game.
Are the Browns the real deal, or
the Browns are nice?
Listen. Shout out to Larry Ogunjobi, man. We got to show Larry some love. Like, he is killing it.
The Browns are nice.
Former Charlotte 49er. I'm so happy for how well he's doing out in Cleveland. I mean, he's a beast. And to see his body turn, like, that's what I love to see when guys are in college and then you just see their body form, and he's a beast, dude. Shout out to my guy.
Larry, you heard that?
You're a beast, Larry. He knows. Larry know I love him.
She said she like how your body turns, though.
Yeah, listen, I wasn't going to say it. I was going to wait for Austin to say it.
You know what? I could have said something that he said, but I didn't want to say it.
Larry?
I'd cut it out.
Larry probably like how your body turned out, too.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not even going to say nothing on the pod.
Shoot your shot, Ash. Shoot your shot.
Listen, let me tell you something I got to do.
Record that?
Shoot your shot.
Let me tell you something. Jan, because I want everybody to be able to hear this. What did you just last say?
What? Larry, like how your body made.
Yeah, he said shoot your shot. What I don't have to do is shoot my shot.
Ooh,
okay?
Ooh,
and I also don't have to shoot my shot with Larry. For sure. Shout out to Larry, man. Larry came to my birthday party. Austin was at the birthday dinner, man. Shout out to you.
What we on? Are you recording or we live? Oh, okay, bet.
Oh, man, you don't put that all out there.
All right.
It's going on the podcast. We putting it out there.
Everything goes out there. Ash was asking for 40-year-olds the other week. So
I wasn't asking for 40-year-olds. It was just that, Josh is very big in me dating a 40-year-old.
That wasn't you brought that up.
I don't feel like I brought it up.
You did. You actually did bring it up. Check the tape.
Charlamagne of God.
Whatever. It is what it
you were
is.
like, I want a 40-year-old.
I never said I wanted a 40-year-old. What I said is I said it would be interesting to date an older man, maybe like a 40-year-old. Mm-hmm. I didn't say, I want a 40-year-old.
Well, that sounds like you want a 40-year-old.
And see, here's the thing. I'm going through a breakup, so I was like, all right. I've mentioned this maybe 4 times.
We said we weren't going to talk about this.
Well, listen, I'm just saying why I mentioned the 40-year-old. Guess who's in town today?
Your 40-year-old?
The Atlanta Hawks.
Vince Carter?
Vince Carter is in town.
Shoot your shot.
I don't like Vince Carter like that, but I think he's an amazing basketball player.
That's not what you said off the mic.
Wow.
Whoa.
I have to have jobs and stuff.
Let's talk shots, Mike.
It's already out there.
It's all good because I'm already cutting it out, so it doesn't even matter. Hey, man, so obviously staying with football, going to the Charlotte 49ers, super emotional send-off for Brad Lambert. Yeah. Obviously, that was your head coach, been the only coach at UNC Charlotte. Obviously, his tenure is done. At least they went out on a win, 27-24 against FAU. Threw them out of bowl contention, right, too? So they're not going to make a bowl game because of that. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, hey, that's good. He finishes with, 5-7 record and then 4-4 in the conference this year. So it's obviously, you've been there. It's been an up and down year. You have a special connection to Brad. Just what's your thoughts on, his tenure being done at Charlotte?
I think it's bittersweet. I think it's happened too early a little bit. I felt like one more year, and obviously I'm biased. This was a man that, gave me my opportunity at Charlotte, my only Division I opportunity. So I'm always going to show love and have love for him and his family and that, coaching staff. So, that's first and foremost. I do understand the business side of it, I understand that, last year winning 1 game or, this year going 5-7, whether it's better. But when you have a guy that comes in from SEC football that's used to teams competing for championships, sometimes they want to go in and send a particular message that bowl games at the very least. I know the fan base hasn't necessarily been happy with everything that Coach Lambert has done over there or the outcome of the seasons or games, especially games that we should have won or the close games. But I feel like this season was the best season of Charlotte football yet, from offense to defense to the team camaraderie to the guys buying into Coach Lambert and his staff. And I really feel like he earned one more year, especially going 4-4, and just how he's carried the program. It takes time to build something very special, and he's definitely have done that within his first 6 years.
Yeah,
there he's definitely has.
Well, it's interesting. I saw in the Charlotte Observer that they said, because you mentioned the crowd attendance, and they said it was pretty much about at 11,710 right now, but it seats almost 16,000. Mm-hmm. So they were saying it's significantly dropped at that point, and they're looking to get a coach that I guess is more involved in the community too. And it's interesting that they say that, because sometimes it could go either way. I don't feel like you see a lot of coaches that are super into the community like that, unless they're like, okay, we're doing these meet and greets, we're going to the hospital, or things like that. But I think, like Ron Rivera is pretty out there, he's cool or whatever, but I wouldn't think that like I could just go and be like, as a regular person, and be like, oh yeah, Ron's always out in the community, he's my best friend. Like, right. I think it's kind of harder, and it's unrealistic sometimes for them to say, like, for them to write like a coach that's more involved in the community, as if like Brad Lambert wasn't.
Yeah, he was.
He was definitely out there.
Make sure we were too.
Exactly. So it's like a hit or miss. Sometimes I think that school is looking for a turnaround. It's like, okay, we need need to get a 9 wins, or we need to get 8 wins, or we need to be at this. And I think they're looking at it like, yeah, we went from this 1-11 to this. But then it's like, okay, well, it's not fast enough.
Yeah.
You wonder, like, if you would have got 2 more wins, would we be talking about this?
And I think that's just the fan base. We have a pretty intense fan base at times, pretty impatient fan base. Yeah. It's a great fan base, and I'm very grateful for all of them. But they can be pretty impatient for a lot of things, which is understood. Charlotte athletics is sometimes we've kind of been mediocre. We have people there that kind of can settle at times, but we also have people like Coach Lambert and his staff that try to strive for greatness and the gold standard, just like your soccer teams and our tennis team and basketball team. We have it there. We have the potential, but I think with they were frustrated with Judy Rose.
Yeah.
They that whole scene last year. Mm-hmm. So bringing in a new guy, Mike Hill, that has, like I said, has been to SEC and knows how to be on that bigger kind of scale. He's going to come in and see things from a different light than Judy Rose saw it, and how the fan base saw it and stuff. So I think it's in good hands.
So you say that. Do you think Hill brings in someone that's like young and maybe is an assistant coach somewhere? Obviously, most likely probably assistant coach somewhere, but that's young and maybe is looking for that's coming from like an SEC or an ACC or a bigger conference that is kind of ready to take over and propel this program to the next level. Because you also have to remember, it's super hard to get guys to stay in Charlotte or to get bigger name athletes, I feel like, to come to Charlotte, because one, you look at it's a newer program, it's only been around for 6 years, and then at the same time, if they're a bigger athlete, they're getting these other bigger offers at the same time. Sure. So it's so hard to get people to come to Charlotte and almost sell them on the city. I don't want to speak about the school, but necessarily the program in the city.
Well, I think it's hard to keep Charlotte kids in Charlotte.
Yeah.
Because they're competing with NC State and Chapel Hill and Duke. They compete with schools like that. But kids from Florida and New York and from different states like that, they're coming in because they're like, oh man, Charlotte's dope. So they actually come in. But I definitely feel like Hill brings in somebody like somebody SEC OC coordinator. Or he's going to bring in somebody that's unlike any hire that we've had at Charlotte. I definitely believe that. I know some of the, from the core value of it, I think that he sticks, to the core values of finding somebody that's involved in the community. He's an outstanding, person. Things of that nature, but I do feel like he's going to bring in somebody that's going to definitely continue to propel the football program.
Do they have to pay Coach Lambert all the way out?
I think so. I think his buyouts like $500K or something, or $800K. Something.
Yeah, it says his guarantee paid is like almost $600,000. His whole total contract is over $4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, you give me $4 million, it's fine. Right. It is what it is. I can figure out a way to live off that.
Right. I think another thing that kind of hurts them too.
And he got a free car with insurance paid.
Yep, I saw that.
Dang.
Yeah.
It must be nice.
Damn, it must be nice to have a car.
Right.
I'll be getting wrecks all the time.
I was gonna say another thing that kind of hurts that is, and I was gonna ask this to you, just how difficult that jump is from starting out a program and then jumping from FCS to FBS, because App State still in state, made that jump, and then they took a year, and then they took off. So a lot of people look and they say, hey, like up in Booth, Scott Satterfield was able to pull that off. Like, why isn't that happening at Charlotte? When it's hard to compare schools. But can you just talk about that and how difficult, first of all, the jump was in the beginning?
It's all about the mindset and what you're sold on. It's all about the mindset that everybody in that program has. It's all about the culture. No matter where you are, it's not where you are, it's what you are. And it's what you're feeding people into your program. If you keep feeding everybody when you lose a game, it's you know, oh, we're just starting, or oh, other schools have been playing for 50, 60, 70 years. And, you know, when you keep selling that, you're giving yourself an out. Like, you're saying it's okay because we're young. And it's like, nah, like, you got to kind of change that mindset. And I feel like that's, you know, honestly, you know, and I've talked to Coach Lambert, you know, and some other coaches about that was a frustration for me was I was ready to go now. Yeah. But we kind of had a division locker room where it was guys that was just kind of okay with being okay, and that's not okay.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where me and Larry kind of, you know, got our bond, because like it was some things that we just kind of didn't always agree on. I always respect it, but we didn't always agree. But it's all about that mindset that you're in. I know our junior year, we told each other, we were like, bro, we have 2 years with the mindset of one, because we were redshirt. So we're like, look, if we ball out this year, we're out. Yeah. Like that, that was our mindset. So that's what I mean. If you just take that mindset of we're going to win this game, or we're going to get to a bowl game this season, no matter how young we are, when we started the program, or FCS or FBS, and you know that's how you see teams like App State go from year one FBS and take off, or you know, things like that. It's just all about the mindset of the program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know how many people are really coming back to that squad. To be honest, I haven't.
Yeah, they got
checked up on
13 returning starters, 5 offense, 8 defense. Benny LeMay coming back, big time running back for the team, and a Butler product. So that kid's a beast, and they got some talent, man. And they played a lot better this year. I mean, to get to 4-4 in conference a year after you couldn't win a game in conference, like that's an improvement. I mean, you know, I know they made the change, but Lambert was on the right track with this team. You know, and it's unfortunate they let him go, but I think, like you said, Austin, if you gave him another year, they were just this close. I mean, 5-7 with some pretty good wins in there. So, I mean, they're on the up and up, man. And we got all the confidence, though, in Mike Hill that he's going to find the right guy for that program, because, you know, they're I
mean,
they're
knowing
growing.
that, obviously he's already been looking. I mean, they had to have known when they were going to make that decision.
Sure. He's already got
to let
guys in
Brad
mind.
go. And he's, you know, they just, now that the season is over, as far as like the teams who are not making a bowl game or whatnot, I'm sure he's talking to.
But you know what's crazy? What I was thinking about is Charlotte can actually still make a bowl game, because they won 5 games, and sometimes if they don't have enough eligible teams, they can make it. So that would blow.
So would they bring Brad back for that?
That would blow my mind to see.
So do you think that anybody on that team is like holding on to that?
I bet you those seniors are holding on to that.
I don't know. I don't know, but that would be crazy. That'd be crazy. And that'd be God's thing for keeping it.
Yeah, for real.
Crazy.
That would be some stuff for Coach Lambert. And it's like, you know what? If you make it a bowl game, you still got to give him that incentive for making it a bowl game. If that's the case,
right. There's got to be a bonus in his contract
like,
somewhere for a
you about
bowl
to give me
game.
an extra 20 bands for this. It is what it is. Then he could take us we could all go on vacation or something.
Yeah, I'd like that.
Obviously, born and raised in Charlotte, Austin. You still follow the Hornets, because when I had you on Got Game last year, you definitely told me you was a big Hornets fan. Have you watched them at all this year?
I saw Kimba's 60-point game.
Oh, listen, that's probably the only one that you needed to see, to be honest with you.
Or 50, was it 50 or 60?
No, it's 50. I mean, 60
followed by 43 the next night.
Yeah. How do you...
My brother and Kimba are friends, so that's how I keep up with Kimba.
Hey, okay. I'd be saying that all the time.
Right.
What friends is Kimba?
Yeah, we're best friends, man.
Yeah,
he told me he's going to drop 60 the other night, and he did it.
He was like, yeah, I'm about to do that, man. He told me firsthand. What do you think Kimba needs to do? Do you think that Kimba should stay here and just get a good contract, or do you feel like Kimba should leave and go somewhere else?
Man, Kimba said some real shit the other day that I saw on Twitter. He was like, he said, for the longest, I didn't even know that I belonged in the NBA. He didn't think he was good enough to belong in the NBA.
Yeah. They had a whole article on ESPN today with that, whoever that quote came from or whatever, when he said that. Yeah.
And I was just sitting there like, dang, like, it's really all in his head, because nobody else thought that. Yeah. And I was watching this motivational video the other night, and he was like, you have to stop seeing yourself how you see yourself and see yourself how the world sees you.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Man,
it's
that's
kids.
real.
But
T-shirt,
isn't that a backwards statement because you're not supposed to care so much what other people think
works
about
both
you.
ways, but in this sense, because I thought the same thing when Eric Thomas said it, but it works in a sense of you have to stop seeing yourself with all your flaws and stop seeing yourself as something smaller, always a work in progress, and see yourself like when I think of Kimba or Hornets, I think Kimba, he's a dog, he's a beast. So sometimes you have to see yourself as like, I'm supposed to, like, I never would have thought that Kimba thought he wasn't supposed to be there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So like, and it kind of, resonated with me because of the place that I was in. Like, it was times where I didn't think that I belonged in the NFL.
Right.
And being cut and being released didn't just kind of reinforce that a little bit. But I had to look at myself, at practice or in the preseason game, and be like, yo, like I belong here.
Right.
Like, I can play this game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I say that to say, like, yeah, like you have to start looking at yourself through in a positive light how little kids may see you or fans may see you or people in your profession may see you and know that you do belong there and that you can ball. And so, yeah, like I rock with that.
That was inspirational.
I mean, I don't know what else to say after that.
I think we all need.
I'm over here thinking about myself.
I know,
like,
right?
am I
Aren't you thinking about yourself right now?
Listen,
I'm
because
like,
it's the same thing. Like, broadcasting is just as hard as football. I mean, our contracts almost work the exact same way.
Yeah.
And it's like, even I don't really speak a lot about it, but like even when I left WCCB, Josh knows firsthand. I mean, I've questioned, am I supposed to do TV? I'm like, am I supposed to just be doing something else? Am I supposed to go and give me a 9 to 5, go work for an NFL, NBA team?
That.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't. I do a good job of not showing that and not coming across. But we all have our insecurities, and you think you're not, because when something is not going your way, it's natural for you to
think it's
be
your fault.
yes, to think it's your fault, and especially when you don't know why, or it just works out, and then that's where it's like you're not supposed to question your faith or question the Lord. But it's hard to not have those questions naturally, as a person, as a human.
All right, let me tell you this. The few times that I was with you on that show, WCCB, you owned that station.
I think that was the problem.
No, not
for them.
It wasn't the problem. Like that, like you owned. Like that's the thing in football and sports. Own your sport. Own yourself. Like you own it. Like this is like I own this shit. And that's how you approached it. Every show, like you approached it like from the look, from the attitude, from the talk, from the way you carried yourself. You look damn good doing it. So like for sure.
Man, you need to play this back.
I'm gonna post
You need
this.
to clip
Post
this.
this clip.
You gotta make that your alarm every day you wake up. Just play.
I'm
that.
just gonna listen. When I wake up, it's gonna be your voice. Like you own this. You
Right.
got this. I'll be like,
Attack
yeah,
the
awesome.
day.
Let's go.
You got it, bro. We are what we constantly tell ourselves we are. That's the most important.
Yeah, and
conversation.
they say the one thing that will kill you is your mind. And that's what I've learned. When I tell you, people wouldn't even understand the things that go through my mind naturally is super hard. Like, and I had someone tell me, they're like, you're really negative. And I was like, dang. And I hated that they told me that.
Because
and it was
then you realize that's the perception
exactly.
you're giving off,
and that's
you don't
really,
think you are.
Yeah, and I was being nothing but negative because of the situation when I left the station, and then other things weren't going my way, and other personal things happened in my life. I was like, man, I'm just negative. Like I'm walking around looking negative. I'm talking negative. I'm not being positive, and that's the crazy thing. And like you said, going back to Kimba, you just don't know what these guys are thinking, and it's crazy because. I could see why Kimba thought that only because he was so criticized in college. Like he was amazing. He won a freaking Big East championship by breaking Gary McGee's legs. Shout out to Gary, my boy. But he was still criticized like crazy because of his height. He was too small. He couldn't be in the NBA. And then it was like once he got his contract, he was getting too much money. Now he's doing what he's doing. He's not getting enough money. Kimba literally said, I will never win at it. Like I'll never. There will always be something.
There's always somebody.
And I said that's crazy.
And I find myself struggling with that too all my life growing up. People telling you can't do it, like you're too small, and you don't realize that kind of took an effect on you, or had an effect on you until you start having those dark moments in your room where it's like now it's the time that you need to be believing in yourself, and you can't find the strength to believe in yourself because you've heard so. And it's not an excuse, but you've heard so long. People telling you that you can't do it. Now that you have people telling you can do it, it's like, can I do it?
Right.
Because you've spent so much of your life trying to prove other people wrong that you never proved yourself right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
man, it could eat you from the inside out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, we don't even need to delve into the Hornets, do we?
We have to delve into the Hornets. They're playing they'll play the Hornets are playing the Hornets.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
they
actually,
win. So I mean, that's a
we
dub
would get
in a column.
we would get a win somehow.
Yeah,
some
they
way.
play the Hawks tonight.
Shout out DeAndre Bembry.
Yeah, shout out to my cousin DeAndre Bembry, who has yet to come on the damn podcast.
He will.
Every time. I will insert the boo sounds. No, because they played it back-to-back. They played Miami last night.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I would have drug his ass down here.
Sure.
Exactly. So shout out to
Are they staying in Charlotte after the game, or they flying back?
No, they always fly right out. Yeah, no, I wish. So, they play Atlanta tonight. Last time they played, huge nail-biter. They lost 124 to 123. Just the biggest thing was the defense. It seems like that's always been a problem with us. We were able kind of to bounce back last game with the Bucks.
Right.
I think the Bucks had the highest. I can't remember the stat. They had the they had one of the best defenses in the league or offense. It was something like that. I can't remember the stat. I probably should have knew that before I even decided to open my mouth. But shout out to me not knowing the stat. But no, I mean, it seems like the issue is always defense. And I think tonight you have to do the same thing. You can't leave open threes. You got to put a hand in their face. Don't leave shooters alone. You just got to overcommit with all these guys because Atlanta is young, but they're almost in the same point as we are. I mean, they're above the Heat, which I didn't think the Heat would even be as low as they are right now in the East.
Struggling.
Right. The Heat are extremely struggling.
This is Dwayne's goodbye season.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fun fact, did you know the Heat are 0-6 in those Miami Vice jerseys?
No.
Yeah. Haven't won a game.
I don't even like those jerseys.
Those jerseys are dope. I like the all white ones better, but the all black ones are clean too.
Yeah.
Those jerseys are fire.
I actually love our jerseys. I think ours are one of the best in the league.
Which ones? The black?
Not the black, but the white with the pinstripe. Those are dope. And to me, they're so classic because they stay with the classic old jerseys. That's why I like them.
Right.
See, some of these are just for the style or whatever. Like if I wanted to say the style, I'd be like, oh yeah, I really mess with the Brooklyn Nets one because they put the Biggie
theme,
the Biggie theme with it with the Coogee. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I like that, but it has nothing to do with what they was doing back in the old days. Give me an old school Knicks jersey, man. Give me an old school
Lakers jersey.
Yeah. Oh no.
I forgot it. I forgot your hate for the Lakers.
I don't care for the Lakers. But anyway, so they're playing them tonight. It's we're not at the point where we're saying you have to win every game, but it'd be nice.
It's just
to
consistency
win every game.
with the
yeah,
Hornets,
it's
man.
funny
because
that consistency.
You lose to the Hawks, a game you should win, and then you beat the Bucks, one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. So you're trying to figure out what is this Hornets team, because they'll do this where they lose to a bad team and then they turn around and beat a good team and they win 2 and then they lose 2, they win 1, they lose 1. Like there's never any winning streaks with them. It's just like 1 step forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back. And you're just looking for we've been talking about this, I feel like, for weeks now. That second scorer for Kemba has to be a consistent guy. And is it Jeremy Lamb? Is it Malik Monk? But Malik Monk will play one night, then he'll get a DMP one night, and Dwayne Bacon will play, and then he'll get a DMP. Tony Parker, I mean, he can do it, but he's old. Like, he has to rest a lot, and they'll rest him. So it's kind of like trying to figure out who's going to be Kemba's running mate, because he can't keep up this pace. I mean, he's great, but you're asking him to play 40-plus minutes a night and drop 35 to 60 is asking a lot of that dude, and they're gonna burn him out, man. I mean,
it's all about identity.
Yeah.
I mean, teams have to have identities. I know Panthers.
I don't think we have one.
Yeah. Panthers are usually identified for their defense, but their defense is struggling a little bit.
Right.
And offense doesn't win championships.
Yeah.
And when the Panthers struggle on defense, the whole team struggles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's case in point this season.
Would you say that for the NBA, that offense doesn't win championships? And the only reason why I say that is because it seems like the culture has been changed a little bit when you see people like the Warriors who are throwing up ridiculous amount of numbers. When you have
they were
KD
really
putting
good
up 40,
you forget that they were top in the league.
Yeah, they
defense
were.
When they.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to it, you would still saying that it comes down to defense?
Look at the Rockets. Rockets had the best offense last year, and they didn't play defense, and they didn't win.
Yeah.
But the Warriors legit have 4 superstars on their team.
Yeah, 5 now.
I don't even.
With Boogie.
Yeah.
That's not even basketball to me.
So you don't like that they're a powerhouse like that?
I'm going to be very careful with my words. I don't know who I see. I love.
We
Steph
got the
Curry.
world listening to this.
Listening.
Love Steph Curry. Love Steph Curry.
Yeah, Steph's that dude.
Mm-hmm.
But I rock with Draymond. I do not like Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Now, why you don't like Kevin because he went to the Warriors,
I felt
or
like
what?
He left a dog, and Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I love Russ.
left a dog by himself, bro. Like,
but at the same time, I think people forget too how close KD was with Steph and Iguodala as well. Like he kind of had that bond, and we also don't know what happened in between him and Russ.
Yeah, we don't. But
it's obviously something because they're still not even
right.
Because KD be beefing with Draymond, bro. Draymond's a dog.
Oh no, for sure.
Listen, this one thing.
Ain't he from Flint or something?
My cousin told me.
Yeah, Flemish.
Like dogs get along with other dogs.
Yeah.
So you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
If you falling out with all the dogs, you're not a dog.
Yeah.
What are you? Puppy?
So you're not a dog.
Yeah.
Maybe a little feline.
Little feline. I mean, see, and my favorite player was Kevin Garnett, and I was going to go to Kevin Durant after KG retired, but my problem was once he went to the Warriors, I just could not jump on that bandwagon. But I wanted to be there, and I wanted to see like OKC win a title. I wanted to see them do it together, but I just could not jump on that Warriors bandwagon because it was already too many people on it. And then when KD went, a whole bunch. I couldn't do it. So I was like, you know what? People say now who your favorite players. I don't even really have one. If you ask me, F it, Kemba Walker. I don't know.
Yeah. But I don't. I just feel like he left a dog to go join a team that, like Draymond really said, like, we won without you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like when LeBron goes to teams, and LeBron and KD, they could be they play for two totally different reasons. You know what I'm saying? Two different leadership styles, whatever, you know, it may be. But I feel like KD is one of those, people have regarded him as one of those top two players in the NBA. He can be potentially the best player in the NBA, but yeah, it's like, bro, you're not doing the same things that LeBron James is doing to even be put in the same conversation as LeBron or any of the greats. I feel like once he did that, for me, I don't like KD. I don't like how the narrative that people have around KD wanting to call him the best player, this, that, and third. And
what do you feel like he has? You're saying he's not the same as LeBron just because he didn't win a ring with OKC?
Yeah.
Okay, but is that the only? Then that's the only thing you were able to say.
That's the only.
Okay, but here's the thing, and here's my thing with it.
With LeBron and Michael Jordan and Kobe is rings.
Okay, but here's my problem with it, and here's my issue with the LeBron thing. And I hate getting into this argument, but why are we acting like LeBron came around and did it by himself too? LeBron left and got himself a ring, and they put multiple All-Stars on that. Sure. They tried to say that which blows my mind. They're still trying to say that Ray Allen wasn't an all-star. That pisses me off when people say that. Ray Allen was definitely an all-star. So you had Ray, because it wasn't for Ray in the corner, we wouldn't even be, they would have one less ring for sure. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because that was Ray, that was D-Wade, that was LeBron, and Chris Bosh was playing. And they still had other, then you have your other reserves that, more like your J.R. Smiths or whatever.
Chris Bosh really isn't an all-star.
But Chris Bosh was killing back then, though. But he wasn't prime Chris Bosh, but trust and believe, all four of those guys were all-stars, and they all had something to do with it. So let's not forget that man left. The only difference is okay, it's LeBron James, and he went back and won. And at the same time, when he won there, he had Kyrie, okay? He had other people doing things like that. What was the white boy that popped up? Dellavedova, whatever it is. Dellavedova, right? Yeah, I mean, he was I'm just saying, like, not saying Dellavedova is the same as Kyrie. I'm just saying, like, come on.
First of all,
LeBron doesn't do it all, and I'm tired of it. Well, stop it.
First of all,
stop it.
All these dudes in the NBA are ballers, hoopers.
Like, absolutely.
I'm gonna get that shit right, because me being a professional athlete, like no disrespect to none of the hoopers. Like, everybody can hoop.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is,
you're sitting with two hoopers right now.
I'm putting people on pedestals like LeBron and the Michael Jordan discussion. No takeaway from Chris Bosh. He is an all-star. Yeah. But he's not LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? Not that caliber of a hooper. Now, I'm saying LeBron might have went out and with D-Wade and Chris Bosh and did that whole thing, but they didn't win anything. Like, they had to win that together. You get what I'm saying? KD went to a team that was already assembled.
So that's where the problem is. If the Warriors wouldn't have previously won, then this wouldn't even be that big of an issue. That's where the problem is.
But LeBron needed D-Wade and Bosh. Like, that was their thing.
But technically, at a point, you say D-Wade also won a ring without LeBron.
Yeah, he did.
So it just gets
LeBron
sticky.
didn't go to college either. So that was his excuse. Was he went to college.
Yeah.
KD went to college. If you want to get technical, like, he went to college. So KD had all the resources. And he still decided to leave a dog when they actually. And the crazy thing, he went to the team that beat them. Like, what kind of? That's not, to me. That's not a competitor's mindset. To me, it's like, if you can't beat them, join them. Like, nah, like, bro, like, I'm gonna keep going at you until I beat you. If I'm on Madden, dog, like, if I lose one game, we're gonna play again. If I lose another game, we're going to play again.
See, and the problem when it comes to the NBA, though, is that, and we said this last week, the problem is the NFL is only one game. So it's not like you can just pick up and just go to the next team and it'd be easier. It's so much. I honestly feel like it's harder to win a ring with a Super Bowl rather than an NBA Finals, almost, because there's so many. It's almost like it's opposite. So many more people over here, but so many less people here, but it's so many more games in the NBA. So you have 82 to get your shit together at the end of the day, to be honest, is really what it is. But yes, he could have stayed with OKC, and would they have won? We will never know. Yeah. But I think they had opportunity to win. But I think with that team that they had, I don't think that they had the pieces. I still don't think that they had the pieces at OKC. Maybe if they would have turned around and got somebody like, not Draymond, but maybe like someone that is a dog like Draymond, or maybe another big center, I just don't feel like they would have had the pieces necessarily with their reserves and KD and Russ. I know
for a while too, teams had three guys, like they're three main guys.
Yeah,
like even
I still feel like they needed that.
What was the Pacers? Lance, Paul George,
and Trash Hibbert.
Or Hibbert wasn't part of that big three, was it?
It was somebody else.
I mean,
but every
I
team
don't know
had
who
three.
else would you put in there.
But I think KD they just took it to another level. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And obviously they took them all the way to the conference finals a couple years ago, so they were able to do it at one point.
They were there. I mean, they went to the Thunder went to the finals.
But here's the thing, man. There's some people.
Harden. They had two
Harden,
MVP guys. They had Harden.
They had all three MVP. Yeah,
see, if Harden would have stayed, then that would have been nice. But I don't think all of them. There's too many divas. All of them can't play together. But here's the thing. I think you look at it, and I don't even know. I lost my train of thought because y'all kept talking. Damn. Oh, okay. This is what it was. I think you look at it, and some people really, really fight, and they want to win a ring. It's important to those. Hold on, it's important to those guys. I look at Kemba and I say Kemba absolutely wants to win a ring. He does. I believe that wholeheartedly, 100%. But Kemba, I think, is satisfied if he does not win a ring and gets his contract.
See, this is the last one. I've told you, I don't agree with that. I've told you he needs to. Like, I know people don't want to hear it, but he's got to leave Charlotte because they've had this long to get him help. And he's what, 28 years old now?
But here's the thing: who else maxes him out?
Hold on, two questions. It's not about the money. You just said he wants to win a ring. Did you not just say he wants to win a ring?
Where does he go that he could be a starting point guard and win a ring?
It's not happening in Charlotte.
And you think it's going to happen somewhere else?
He has a better shot.
I don't think
somewhere else.
Worried about winning a ring right now. I mean, he just said
he said he wants to make. They're not even making the playoffs.
That's another thing.
Right
I feel like he wants to. I told you.
He's made it twice in.
But listen, so here's the problem with that. You go. He leaves, right? And I don't know. He goes to Chicago. Let's just say he goes to Chicago. They give him $215 million. I don't know. He goes to Chicago. What? You're guaranteed there for what? Just because your contract says 5 years? No, you guaranteed there maybe for what? A 1 year, let's say 2-3 years tops. And then when they're done with you, when you're 31 or you're 30 or whatever, then they're like, okay, now we're gonna move you around. And guess what? Now Kemba Walker is floating around the league. And then what? He magically probably comes back and finishes his career for a year or two in Charlotte. No,
people have done that.
They have, and that's absolutely stupid. So at this point, you might as well get maxed out here. No, you're not going to win a ring. Hope you go to the playoffs a couple
just
times.
Count your money?
And live in your $200 million paycheck.
But you gotta,
I hate that.
I don't know why Kemba
I hate it too. But what is better? What's better? Traveling all around
tasting
and getting
it, bro.
Around,
like getting that
here?
Taste of the playoffs, getting a taste of a winning culture.
Right now, where can he go that would get us? Hold on. Taste of the playoffs that has a point guard that he will go over and start.
Oh, there's plenty of play. He can go to the Spurs right now. They don't have a point guard. That's one.
Spurs are nowhere. Oh, they would go maybe to the playoffs.
You said name one. I named one. The Spurs. You said name one. I named one.
I just feel like I don't know. I want to personally. I'm
I mean,
cool
I know.
with Kemba,
I get it.
But Kemba ain't gonna tell me. Kemba is a very good at giving basketball answers.
I get, and I don't think he's leaving. I think he's gonna stay and finish his career here. I would
love to see him only stay here.
I just want the dude to get something.
Kemba out in Charlotte.
He don't go out no more.
Tell him to go out so I can see him. I ain't never seen that man.
No, he your brother friend. He ain't at the house.
my brother be at his house.
Well, you got to start going over to the crib. He got a new house too. He built a brand new house.
Yeah. I ain't never been invited over there.
Like Kemba,
I did see Gerald.
Give him the
I did
invite.
see Gerald Wallace at Fit Speed. No, not Fit Speed. At Velocity.
The ball one.
Yeah, and he looked at me. He was like, bruh, you got a brother named Dale? I was like, yeah, that's my brother. He's like, I knew y'all looked alike. I was like, texting me like, bro, that's why he look just like you.
I don't think I've seen your brother.
Yeah, he looks just like me. Yeah. He's a little uglier, but.
Yeah. I figure that you're not. Both of y'all are probably not on the good. This good length like me.
Excuse me?
Handsome, pretty. I'm not.
You just call yourself handsome?
I know. I just call myself handsome.
Hey, oh.
Pretty. I meant pretty.
Hey.
I can be pretty and handsome at the same time.
If you want to be, I guess.
Whatever.
You can be
Listen,
whatever
first of all, you got your Ray J hat on today.
Bro, chill
First
out
of
with
all,
the Ray J hat.
He has his hat on one day like this, and he has his hat on this way, and then this way. Completely. Did you see the Ray J thing where he was wearing a beanie like that on Love and Hip Hop?
And he was gonna start.
And literally every clip they came back to him, it was just a conversation you have back and forth.
And
his hat was a different way.
Oh yeah.
That's what he's wearing.
Sometimes you move your hat around. Is that a problem?
No, I mean it is what it is.
Wow.
Yeah, man. So we'll see what happens with the Hornets. Obviously, we'll get this up. Probably, most likely, this will be tomorrow. So I guess we'll figure it out. You'll know by listening to this podcast if they won or not, and if we were talking about the right stuff. Fourth quarter, man. We just go into how we feel. Just a little story, whatever. Last week he had a really rough Postmate story. He doesn't want to go back. I think I was I talking about Jill Scott giving head?
Jill Scott? No, it's 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks?
I don't even know what you talked about last week.
I got church members that's going to watch this. I can't talk about Jill Scott.
Oh, no. We're not talking about Jill Scott.
Jilly from Philly.
Jilly from Philly. Hey, man. Shout out to Jilly from Philly.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, man. Go ahead and kick it off. How you feel, man?
How am I feeling? You talking about Dwight? Are we talking about Dwight this week?
I'm not talking about my man.
I don't feel like talking
about
Dwight.
First of all, let me say this. Let me go out. And a lot of people, for some reason, have texted me, I guess, because they know I'm very close with close and cool with D12. Man, that's my guy.
Shout out to Dwight.
Shout out to Dwight. Amazing player, amazing guy. Whatever you like, I don't give a freak if it's Dwight or if it's anybody else. Do what you want. It's nobody's business. There's a reason why if I'm talking to someone, I don't even put them on social media.
Right.
Because I don't want you in my business, period. So, if that's the case, and what's sad about it is if that was even true, or for anybody else that is feeling like that
shouldn't be a negative.
That means this particular instance just showed you how you should never come out. Because when you come out, people are downing you. Michael Sam, not playing. Phenomenal he was on the D line, right?
He was linebacker.
Linebacker. Phenomenal linebacker, I thought, at Missouri, okay? Not playing because he wanted to be happy with his man. Okay, whatever. Cap, not playing because he wants to stick up for black people. Like, it is what it is. Like, you have all these opinions, and if you come out with them, it just shows you how this world is opinionated, and that's just what it is. So, shout out to Dwight, and sadly, he's going to have to eventually address it or whatever. But if he doesn't want to, man, go on about your stuff, man. You're making a lot of money. I wouldn't give a damn what these people think.